So from here, let's just start just checking into the feet. So I always kind of check, are my feet parallel? So, because sometimes I find I have sort of a trick foot that wants to go in another lane, so to speak. So as if you got a pair of skis on. And then from here, just sort of walking the dog. So from here, feel free. If you're at home, you could put on a bit of music. And I know to the gals here, we'll just sort of think of our own internal rhythm. Yeah, very nice. So exactly. So feel free if you want to sort of move the arms back and forth. Feel free to kind of play on this too. You can go kind of forward, back. You can go side to side. So it's just a way of getting movement into the body. And I've mentioned this before, but I thought it is very powerful to think that when you start to move, it's like turning on the sprinkler system in your mind, in your brain, because it gets things going. And especially too, if you think of the feet. So if I go in a deeper walk the dog, that sort of connects into the nervous system a little bit more. So it kind of wakes up the whole body. So from here, I might even just take one heel. Feel free to mirror me. Take your left heel up, just little circles. Maybe press into the toes. It should feel really good. Yeah. And of course, using that inner guide. So if you notice that, okay, if I do it too much, that's not for me, of course, just pull back. And then try the other leg. Oh, yeah, another nice two, go back and forth. And again, cool seeing the participants, because naturally you can just tell the body will let you know what feels best. And then from here, press the feet down. So I'm thinking of rebounding. Big toe mound, baby toe mound, and heel. So I press that down, but I'm thinking of drawing up through the arches, the kneecaps, the thighs, energy going through the crown of the head. So again, that rebounding, pressing down, but lifting up. Let's do some releasing breaths. Inhale up, and then exhale through the mouth. Coming again. Inhale. So you participants at home, feel free to really go, and actually the gals here, we can totally do that here because we're quite spaced far apart. Inhale up, exhale. Two more. Inhale, exhale. Last one. Inhale. Can be as dramatic as you like. Inhale up, exhale. And then from here, just a little releasing into the shoulders, forward, back. So good. When you think of too, so much going on, that tension, it's amazing how it can creep on regular days. But, sometimes you listen to the news and you think, oh boy. So just releasing there. And then from here, I'm going to check into Tadasana. So Tadasana is mountain pose. Again, feet parallel. And then from here, so having said that too, you can adjust a little bit. So you might just say, maybe I better be a little tiny further apart or a little closer in. Everybody's hip widths are different. So from here, checking in. No, I do. So the side of the thumbs pressing into the sternum. And then let's go to a classic yoga breath. And all that is inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. So noticing the rhythm of your breath. And interesting too, it could be different morning, noon, evening, day of the week. So just notice, what's your rhythm like right now? And then doing a little scan. So I would check into the feet. How do the feet feel? I could even wiggle the toes a little bit. How do the ankles feel? And then drawing that scan all the way up the body, through the crown of the head. And let's just do a couple of breaths to sending the energy to those zones. So maybe you might just say, I might have a bit of a back pain. So I could inhale and then exhale through the nose, sending the breath to that zone. So perhaps would be my back. And then release. So let's just do two more. Feel free, same place or a different place. Inhale. And then exhale, sending the breath to that zone. And release. And then one more on your own. Inhale. And then exhale. So they found too, where you send your awareness, that's where the breath goes, more circulation goes well, and then more healing too. So from here, let's go into our Namaste breath. All that is we inhale up through the nose. So inhale through the nose, and then exhale through the nose, taking the arms down. And then, of course, feel free just to go on your own rhythm. Maybe you're going to go deeper. Maybe you're going to go maybe not as deep. So everybody's movement will be different. You may, however, also want to add the head, though, or maybe you probably automatically, participants here automatically added the head. And I always double check if I notice any clicks or anything that's not smooth, I would not go as deeply. Maybe I'd slow it down. And for sure, I'd send the breath to that zone. I call it like a flashlight breath. And then let's go for 4 more. And when you're finished, let's meet back into heart center. So a wonderful way to get the mind focused, that mind-body connection. And then just noticing how the body feels. And then whenever you're ready, feel free to go back into heart center. Beautiful work, beautiful Zen. Thank you. And thank you to the people on Zooming too. From here, I'm going to press the thumbs into the sternum a little bit more. Now notice, like I know, at least for me, my shoulders want to hike up a little bit, even just a tiny bit. Invite them down. Nice. And then from here, maybe another breath. And then from here, press the hands in together. So think of the 4 corners of the hands. Press, 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 press. And the fingertips. And then from here, release. Oh, so good. And then feel free, a little walk the dog. So nice. And then let's inhale. Let's lift up really high. And then shrug. And then take the shoulder blades down. Inhale really, really high. And then shrug down. One more time. Inhale really, really high. And then shrug down. And then turn the palms down. Exhale. Feel free, a little added one there. And then a little walk the dog. So in our class, the classic breath would be in through the nose, out through the nose. But every once in a while, sometimes it's nice to do a little, all good. So let's go into a T-stand. Inhale, open up. So the palms are out. And then just double check the shoulder blades are down the back. And then from here, I'm going to flex. And I'm going to flex back. And then from here, just might just say, oh, yeah, that feels good. I might lead with one finger. And then, yeah, all good. So many variations. And sometimes it's just even, you could even do a little flick too. So good. And do you notice too how you can feel that all the way up through the neck and the shoulders? And then from here, let's just flip and then flip down and up. So good. So I always say the wrists sometimes get forgotten a little bit. So really nice to include them. And then from here, I like to do the twist. So feel free to mirror me. So take your left hand, your left thumb, and rotate it out and around. And then, of course, going the other way. So feel free, you might want to ripple. Yeah, maybe you want to ripple even more or not, or you could just stand there. What I mean is just stand straight is what I meant. Just sort of going into. So with our gentle yoga, it's always that internal guide that you follow. So if the body says, pull back, or the breath changes too much, then that's a cue that maybe you probably are not in the green zone, which we always want to be in that green zone. So then, lovely work. And then palms down, exhale, press down, very strong, shoulders down. And then inhale, open up. From here, we're going to go into a huggle. So I'm going to take the arms around. So feel free, maybe a little twist. So any of you golfers out here, out there, of course, this is sort of a really good one, or just even if you're not golfing, it's just a really good little releasing into the upper part of the spine. I could take the elbows up. And then take the shoulder blades down. Nice work. And then squeeze, tight, 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 tight. And then exhale, press out. Whew. And then going the other way, inhale. So giving ourselves our own hug. And then squeeze tight, 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 tight. We'll get back to the hugs. Squeeze tight, 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 tight. Maybe elbows up. Shoulder blades down. Notice how the shoulder blades hike up a bit, which totally fine, but just to kind of release. And then tight, 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 tight. And then from here, press out. So good. And then arms down, a little wiggle. And then I'll go sideways for you. So this is, I call it's a little mini back bend, but always sounds scarier than it is. So some of the participants probably know this one. So my feet are parallel. Feel free to go, oh, Patty, feel free. You might just see it better that way. I mean, turn it all good. So I take my hands as if they're going into my jean pockets. And then from here, I'm going to inhale up. And then exhale, just do a little mini release back. So that's all it is. And then when I come up, I lead with the sternum. And then coming again, inhale. And then exhale, take it back. And then come forward. So good. Maybe two more. Inhale. So this is sort of that counter sitting pose. And then opening up. Because when we sit, all those, that fascia gets really tight there. And then lead with the heart. Last one. Inhale. Coming on up. Exhale. This time, we perhaps stay here. Inhale again. Send the breath down the body, all the way down the legs. And then from here, leading with the heart. So good. And a little release. So let's go into a little bit into the feet. So when I first did some of this, I think, gee, when I send the signal, sometimes it doesn't always work. So feel free to even take your hand down. If you got socks on, no worries too. So I'm just going to lift up all the toes. I'm going to push my big toe mound down and my baby toe mound down. And then I'm going to fan the toes down. Then coming again, inhale, lift up all the toes. And then fan them down. And then let's add the arms. Inhale, lift up all the toes. You can even take a peek. And then fan the toes down. Exhale. One more like this. Inhale, up, lifting up the toes. Now, why this is so good is it activates all the way up through the body. And then from here into that deep front fascial line. And then fan the toes down. So good. Now for some, it's almost like, not that it's a party trick, but it's something you don't maybe not would normally work on. Can you just lift up your big toe? So again, if you got your socks on, no worries, maybe. And then I always say, when I first did this, I literally would go like this. So feel free, or you might just say, no, that's not happening. But can you lift up? Oh, yeah. Some good toe work here. And then from here, put the big toe down. And then can you push the big toes down and lift up the other toes? So the toes and the big toe and the thumb have the same action, actually. Coming again, lift up the big toes. Keep the other toes down as best you can. And then flip. Put the big toes down, lift up the other toes. And notice what it does to the awareness of the feet. And then from here, take a little release. Then from here, I'm going to have my hands on my hips. Sometimes it just sort of feels good. Plus, to check your hips. So from here, I'm going to lift up. Feel free to mirror me. I'm going to lift up my left heel. And then I'm going to turn the leg out. And then take it back and put it down. So we'll try the same leg again. So I lift up the heel. And I'm going to try and keep my hips even. So ideally, I'm not going to, for this part of it, we can later. So maybe one more time, lift up the heel, left heel, take the leg around very nice, smoothly, and then put the heel down. So almost like you got a book on your head. Take the other heel, the right heel, and then turn it around. So that was me not concentrating, and then put the heel down. Same side again, so heel up, very nice. And then take it. So it's really good for the hip and just awareness. Maybe try two more on your own. And then take it back. Maybe last one. And this is a good preparation for the tree that we'll do a little later too. And then from here, a little walk the dog. So let's go into transfers. I call these transfers because you're transferring weight. So feel free, you might want to go through the foot, little wiggle. So I can also call this Etch-a-Sketch. So it's like, okay, kind of freshen up the body. Whatever feels good. Nice. And then from here, so please feel free to mirror me. Take your left foot, and as if you're kind of going to that 2 o'clock or 10 o'clock. So from here, I guess it'd be your 2 o'clock? Yeah. So you go through. So just angle it at the front. So feel free, go forward, back. And this is where you can be really playful. You can really customize. I could even go into a little Hawaiian movement, or just kind of release. It should feel good. I can go forward, back. So we have done transfers before we go straight forward, straight back, but I thought today it might be fun to go on the angle. We're just kind of exploring. And then I'm going to take that leg back. Then I'm going to take my opposite leg and same thing, go to my corner spot and then feel free. So knee over toe is always a good way to think of, oh, which way do I go or what angle do I go? Ah, nice work. And you should be able to feel it in the foot. So the feet have 30, hope you can hear me okay at home too, 33 joints. That's a lot of joints. Connected to all those 33 joints are all the connective tissues. So that's a lot to go through. And feel free, maybe lifting up a bit. Ooh, so good. So just getting nice action. And working on the ankle, very powerful for the low back. Because if the ankle's really tight, then just to show you as an example, I know I would be like this, trying to lift up that stiff ankle. So really powerful. And then from here, coming back into the center of your mat. From here, let's try with that support or awareness support. So options, you could use a towel, or just noticing the gals here, or a block. Now the block might be a bit heavy. I think you've got a little bit of a towel to use. So you could use this. The block might be a little heavy. So yeah, exactly. So feel free to, it's like a baby. And Linda, yeah, feel free. There's some towels there. Yeah, feel free to use those. All good. Oh, just over, see where the straps are? There's some towels there. Yeah. So now it's not the most gorgeous look, is it? Probably the people at home are saying, well, but it gives you that awareness. So squeeze. So it's that sort of in-between squeeze that you're squeezing enough that you're holding whatever prop you're using. So, and then check, are your feet parallel? And then from here, inhale up. So we're still now, of course, into Ugatasana. Exhale, calm down. Maybe one more like this, just to kind of release. Inhale up. Exhale, calm down. And then let's go into chair pose for yoga, which is called Ugatasana. So my feet are parallel. And with the prop, by the way, it automatically helps to keep that alignment, as if you got two skis on. Then I inhale and I come into chair. And I'm just going to kind of play with this. I could go forward, back. So good. So feel free to go in through the foot. Nice. So energy in your arm, maybe palms looking at each other. And then feel free, maybe lifting up the toes again, like we did before. Like, oh, maybe lifting up the heels. And then feel free as if you're shooshing down the hill. So I'm going to go like this, just to show you sideways. So just as if I'm shooshing down the hill. Yeah, feel free to, if you want to just check out, how does that shape feel? How does it look if you like, or just forward? So good. Very nice. Inhale and then press up. Coming again. Inhale. Come into chair. So it's called Ugatasana. Very strong. And then maybe lift up your heels again. Feel free. You might even want to go all the way up. So to the gals here, if you want to go to the wall, or you might just say, I'm good. So you could go onto your toes. All good. So this is where the toes are so important. And then I take my arms parallel. And I'm going to slowly coming into chair pose again. Nice. And then press up. I'm going to go this way again for you. And so let's go to our TikTok. So from here, inhale, come into chair. Feel free to mirror me. So it would be your left heel up, maybe your left foot up. And again, if you'd like to hold on to something, always feel free. So if I squeeze into my center line, so you can see how good this is for balance, for strength. Put the foot down, inhale up. Whew. And coming again, inhale, come into chair. Lift up the other heel, the other foot, or that same foot. So I'm squeezing into the center line. Nice work. Press the foot down, coming on up. Now either do the same thing or inhale, come to chair. Left heel up, left foot up. Maybe even straighten up. Or not. So I could TikTok. I always say this is our own version of TikTok. So feel free. Or I like what the gals are doing, another good one too. They're just straightening out the leg. So feel free. You could go sideways, forward, and then slowly come back down. Coming on up. Good work. Inhale, come into chair. Try the other heel. Same foot lifts up. And then your call. I like what the gals did too. They did a foot forward, or you could try sideways. You might just say, oh, I don't know. And noticing too, oh yeah, always feel free to use a chair if needed or a wall. One side, I know I'm the same way, one side is definitely stronger. And then put the foot down, come on up. Let's try one more time. Inhale, so think of the posture again. So I'm setting up very strong. And the only reason I put my hand on my hips, just for a little bit, the hips sometimes want to do their own thing. So I'm standing up nice and tall. Inhale, come back to chair. So same thing, lift up the left heel, the left foot. From here, maybe press down or lift up that foot forward. So good. And feel free, you could do a little TikTok if you like. Or you might just say, not happening. And then from here, to challenge even more, can you slowly put the foot down? Coming on up. Oh, let's do a little walk the dog. And then from here, inhale, pressing down. I'm going to lean onto the other side, lift up the right heel, the right foot. You can do little circles too, by the way. Yeah, lovely. And then press up and feel free. So they were kind of doing shoot the duck in skating. When you think of it, that's basically what it is. Or you might want to go sideways or TikTok. So you might just say, well, what's this all about? Well, strengthening the core, strengthening the leg, the ankle, and then just the awareness, and then slowly coming down. Coming on up. Let's try a lateral stretch while we're here. Inhale, coming on up. And then I'm just going to feel free to mirror me, take your right hand, hold it onto the wrist, and such a good stretch. So I'm going to do sort of that banana shape. And then from here, inhale up, exhale, coming again, inhale other way. And then such a good stretch. And of course, I can take my hand and just stretch as it feels good. Coming on up. Exhale, maybe one more time each side. Feel free, inhale up. And then, a little stretch. So good. Feel free if you want to just even go right into the other side. Or if you need to take a bit of a break, take the arms down. So good. And then from your inhale up, exhale. And then let's just go into a little butterfly arms while we're here. So I thought this looked like a butterfly. So from here, a little release. So good. A little release this way. Wonderful work. And then, once you get going, feel free. You might just say, this looks kind of chickenish, doesn't it? But there's a chick season coming up. So feel free. Just, how does it feel? Just release. So good. And then from here, inhale, stretch up. Exhale, press the hands down. And then you might just say, oh, good, let's remove that. But noticing too, when you get back to your posture, how good the body feels. So the body should feel more grounded. And having said that, let's try the cloud sequence. I think we tried that last week. If you haven't done that before, we'll go through it again. So it's a two-parter. So we'll start with the arms first. All I do is I inhale, I come up, and then I press down. So that's all the arms do. And I just go again. Inhale up. And then beautiful breath work. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. Slowly coming on up. So this is a nice one just even to do in the morning, just for a little bit of kind of energy boost. So that inhale, I always say inhaling what you need and exhaling what you don't need. Maybe one more like this. Inhale up. And then exhale, coming down. And then from here, take the arms out, take a break. So you might just say, well, that's not too bad. So let's try the legs. So remember how we did this movement here? We won't put the block there on this one. So think of taking your left heel up and lift, and then put it down. And then the other side. So just going to whatever rhythm is best for you. But the idea is if you have something on your head, sort of idea. So why I say that is to have the focus that the body is very controlled, very strong, and very grounded. And when the body feels very controlled, grounded, So there's calmness within too. Oops. And again, to concentrate, I myself too, same thing. So I inhale and then put it down. Inhale, put it down. Oh, a little walk the dog. So your call. Maybe you just want to do arms. Maybe you just want to do legs. Let's put the two together. So all you do is inhale, lift up the heel. Actually, we just do heels right now. Lift up the toes. Ooh, beautiful. And then come down. Take the arms to the side, and then the other side. Inhale up to the toes. Lovely. Exhale. Very nice. And then just keep going. Inhale up. Exhale. And of course, if you want to make it more challenging, you might just say, okay, I got this. And always feel free, just do arms, just do legs. Inhale up, maybe lift up the leg. And then your call how high you go. But the tricky part is coming down smoothly. So no worries too. I often step out of this. If so, no worries, just come back in and then slowly. So do go to your own rhythm. I notice when I do this, if I go super slow, it's way harder. So find that rhythm that works best for you, unless you want to do the super, super slow. But so powerful. When we worked with the feet, of course, when that one foot is the grounding foot, that foot says, okay, I can help you out because I've released. Oh, lovely. Inhale up. Exhale. Ooh, let's just do 2 more each side. And I always find it's kind of like making pancakes. You know, you do one, you think, oh, that's a good one. And then maybe that next one, you think, okay, I'm going to go again. And of course, the drishti is soft. So if the eyes are kind of staring too much, then that creates tension in the body. We don't want that. So soft eyes. So it's just sort of a focus. Last one, perhaps. And then slowly, taking it down. Ah, very nice. And feel free a little release. So such a simple movement, isn't it? But you think, oh, I got to really think on that. So we're going to go to tree. And then we'll be going to the floor in a bit. So you probably say, oh, good. So feel free if you want to use a chair for support. So from here, same thing. I'm thinking a good posture first. So that foundation of a building, so important. From here, feel free to mirror me. You're going to take your left heel, like we did earlier in the class. Yeah, nice work. And then take it to the side. So yeah, feel free to line up to a wall if needed, all good. So tree can be here. It can be a little higher. It can be to the calf. It can be above the knee. So your call. So just finding where is it best for you. And I'm a little secret, a little easier for me. I don't have, sometimes the leggings can be a little slippery. So just so you know. So from here, find that spot that's best for you. The only place that you don't go is the knee. So my knee is out to the side. So I just find the spot that's good for me. Hands on hips or namaste. And then just try. So many versions for the arms, all good. Maybe you like the hips. And then from here, all good. Then take the thigh to the front. Options, you can just put the leg down, or you could take the foot out. So all good. And a little walk there. Let's stay the same leg again 2 more times because we're set up with the prop if needed. So again, tall body. So I'm thinking lifting up. Yeah, nice work. And then from here, take that heel up, the knee, and then turn the leg to the side. So tree is about the one leg straight, the other leg turned out. From here, I could lift up or not. So find what's best for you, all good. Again, many variations. Maybe taking the arm up or not. I could even go like this. Yeah, lovely. Yeah. It always reminds me of Irish dancing too a little bit. And then from here, maybe one more breath. And then when you're ready, take the knee forward. Just put it down, but smoothly. Or let that heel go forward and then slowly take the leg a little harder. A little walk the dog. Let's go to the other side. So if I'm using a chair, go here. So Patty, yeah, oh yeah, she can just switch there. So if you're using a wall, just so you can, it's nice to see. So from here, same thing. I know, I agree. We're working really hard. Yeah, we're doing great work. So lovely. So again, checking into the posture. Then I take my opposite heel, take it to the side. Yeah, you feel free. You might just want to go right into it. So find where, and oh, little tip too, this side you might have to do a little different level. Because maybe you might just say this leg is maybe stronger, or maybe this side, maybe it's a little harder on this side. So just finding where it's good for you. Again, never on the knee though. So that's the only spot. And then from here, yeah, so it could be namaste, hands on the hips, could be up, could even go into namaste above. So many versions. Oops. And then when you're ready, take the knee forward. Either smoothly put it down or take the heel out and then put it down. Nice. And then it'll walk the dog. So let's just do 2 more. Feel free just to go on your own time. Yeah. And oh, well then, you know, so really good question. So let's say that knee on me is not my strong knee. So I'm going to use a chair for a bit of support. And maybe I'm just going to go here. But I'm really thinking of drawing up. Because I know my own self, sometimes I get a little bit, I want to kind of lean into it, and the knee's going to say, oh, for sure, don't do that. So again, so I'm lifting up from here. Maybe I'm just here. All good. So always, you know, and that inner voice will give you those little extra cues. But yeah, so lifting up, nice work. So from here, or above the knee. So again, never on the knee. And I know, feel free to try different expressions with the arm. I know ideally you'd probably say, I like that spot, but it's not the spot for the knee, for good knee health. It's like the drip method. You know, if you keep on doing it in a spot that's not good, then of course that could create an injury. You never want that. Maybe take the knee forward. Smoothly putting the leg down. Beautiful work. And then from here, oh, well-deserved forward fold. So on this, I might use my blocks. You certainly don't have to. Little option 2. Some people find that they're better leaning against a wall, or pretend, I don't want to put my derriere to you. I'll go this way. Let's say you have a coffee table at home or couch, or a back of a couch. You could even go into a nice little stretch like this. Put the forehead down. And that creates a partial inversion. Yeah. So I don't know if the participants can see. Yeah, you probably can. Very nice. Or from here, I could inhale up, exhale, use my blocks. I could go yes and no with the head. So whichever version you're doing, just like nod your head. Yeah. So gently kind of relaxing the head. And then from here, inhale, lifting up the spine. So lengthening the spine. Yeah. So lengthening. And then exhale, folding again. So options, if my back is not happy, I'm going to bend my knees. Nice to lean on. So Linda, feel free to use the wall too. You're most welcome. Yeah, feel free to kind of get close. Yeah, exactly. Use the wall. Nice work. And then from here, folding forward. So if my back is okay, I'm going to have straight legs. If my back has been a little bit not happy, I'm going to have bent legs. And then from here, maybe one more. Head over in a partial inversion. So good for the immune system. And then inhale, slowly coming down. And then if you need to have anything for your knees, please feel free. Like Patty's already got a extra padding there for her knees, so feel free. Or you might just say, I'm totally fine. So from here, let's go into our, I was just going to say, thank you. It's looking through the, thank you. So from here, in the doghouse, yeah. So feel free. Oh, a little tip too. If let's say you might just say, you know, my wrists, I've got to be careful of them. Options, you can roll back the top of the mat, or you could put a towel there or a blanket. So let's go into our classic cow cat. Heel the hands down, shoulder blades down the back, elbows around. Notice that just even starting, you can kind of relax the elbows, kind of like noodles. And then I draw, swirl, kind of twist the elbows around. And then let's go to cow cat. Inhale up, exhale, come into cat. And then please undulate. Inhale up, exhale. then just go into your own rhythm. All good. I could even kind of sway a little bit. I could even go part way and just hold it for a breath. Sometimes you might just say, oh, yeah, that feels good. Releasing. And then from here, going into our honey pot. So all that is if you got a pot of honey under your navel, and you're stirring, as if you could stir. So this is a great one at home to do. Well, actually, all of these poses, you don't need too much space. And this one, you can really customize. So I could go forward. I could go back, way back. I could go zigzag. So yeah, be creative. And as long as you listen to the breath, the body will help let you know where to stay into that green zone. Now we started. So our participants here, we can probably just do a quiet one. I think we should do a lion. So what's that thing of it? March comes in like a lion, it goes out like a lamb. So we'll just do a little bit here. So feel free from here. If you're at home, you can go as loud as you like. So all you do, and it is a real yoga pose, Samhasana, I inhale back, and then I come forward, and then I go, row, row, row. So pop out your eyes, yes. Pop out your eyes, stick out your tongue. Well, I know we won't be able to wear masks, but the participants at home, and then take it back. No, we won't stick out our tongue. Ugh, no, but we'll pretend. Coming again, inhale, exhale. Nice. Coming back. Let's do two more. Inhale, exhale. So the idea of this is to release any tension. Last one. Feel free to make it at your loudest. Inhale again, exhale. And then from here, checking back into quadruped. So let's just do a nice little thread the needle. And also good to kind of check into the core. So from here, I'm going to just check into my posture, drawing up through the deep core muscles. So drawing in that low belly up into the spine. Then from here, let's take the left arm out. So you might just say, okay, I got to think about this. I'm pressing the heel of the hand down. I might even glide it forward. And then I might glide it back. And then from here, inhale, thread through. So if I need a little bit of a pillow, I certainly could use a little towel. If I need a little bit of support for the head. Does that make sense? Yeah. So yeah, and Linda, I wish I could get you a blanket. So feel free to put that underneath your head, just for a bit of support. So the head down. Yes, or yes. Very nice. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry I can't touch you guys. I'd love to bring the prop to help. So, that looks good though. Great. Yeah, and then super idea. So I got the head down. This top arm could go here, or I could lift it. I could take it behind. So the plus is about having it here for just a few breaths is you take the breath to the armpit. Yeah, Linda, that's looking great. Exactly. Very nice. Maybe a couple more breaths. And of course, if it doesn't feel right, and you might just say, you know what, I think I do need a prop, then feel free just to come out of it for a bit because you don't want it might be too much for the head right now. And then from here, inhale, press, unthread, and then come on back. And a little wiggle. And then let's try the other side. So I always say you might like the other side better. So from here, so again, feel free to use a prop if needed. So from here, I'm going to take my right arm, and then I'm going to take it forward. Then I'm going to take it to the side. So even though we aren't adding the leg, notice like, oh yeah, I still feel it in the body, in the core. And then when you're ready, thread through. Put the head to a prop if needed. Sometimes you find one side is, of course, easier than the other. Maybe right angle, maybe arm up, maybe arm behind the back. So getting a nice stretch. Maybe one more breath. Lovely. Interesting, isn't it, how one side can be a little easier. And then when you're ready, take that top arm back, unthread, and then a little honey pot. So good. And then from here, let's just take the hips, feel free, down to the floor. I'm going to go this sideways just so everybody can see me okay. Then I'm going to take the strap. I totally could be sitting on. So Lori, feel free if you want to sit on the bolster, or if you got a blanket too, Linda or Patty, if you'd like or not. So just to show you, it feels nice. So I could, now notice it's not, mine isn't too high, but sometimes it even feels good. You could make it higher though. Or like Lori has a bolster, you so totally could be on a bolster. So I'm going to take the strap. Oh, and you can, yes, I'm sorry, I should have double checked that you got a strap there, Linda. So feel free to get a strap. So I take the strap around the feet. I inhale, shoulder blades down the back. So I always say it reminds me of a stagecoach. So shoulder blades down. And then from here, I'm going to firm up the legs. And then I'm going to tip. And then I'm going to soften. So feel, and everybody will be different how far they go. So please don't think that you have to go a certain amount forward. So I'm just relaxing the upper part of the body once I get there. And then when you're ready, firm the thighs. Inhale, slowly, slowly come on up. Nice work. Then let's try it again. So inhale one more time. So I'm really sort of strengthening the legs or powering out the legs. Shoulder blades down. Inhale, lift up. And then I do what they call is a pelvic tilt. So I just go flat back a bit, and then I'm going to soften. So the difference would be if a person just kind of rounded the back. So we don't want that. We want the back nice and long, lovely, and then come forward and then soften. And then just going to where it's good for you. And then see if you can check into that breath again. And that same principle, if there's any zone that's starting to talk a little bit, really send the breath there. So mind to muscle. Use your mind in the body. And then when you're ready, firm the thighs. Inhale, slowly, slowly coming on up. So good. And so we're going to do what's called, it's a fancy name, Shavasana, or it's kind of like half a butterfly. So from here, I'm going to take my left leg. So, I should say, do have the strap handy. So I'm going to take my left leg, and I'm going to put my thumbs behind my knee. And I'm going to pull down the calf flesh. So the reason I'm doing this or suggesting this is it gives more space for the knee, and then the knee has more, just easier to get into this shape. So much better for the knee. And then I'm going to gently put the leg to the side. I could definitely use a prop of some sort, could use a block. I could use another towel, and then just have the leg there. So if it's a bit high, so if my knee is higher than my hip, then I'm going to use a block. I'm just wondering, Linda, if I could pass you a block without touching it. So here. And then from here, it's a forward fold. I'm going to go like this. If I may. Oh, sure. Oh, sure. Patty, do you want something too? Okay. And I'll try to do my best, my 3 meter. So people at home, thank you for for waiting. They might be saying, I'm going to get a prop too. So, and you can totally pat it with a towel. There. So from here, again, thank you to everybody. So, and then you probably say, you know what, this kind of reminds me of tree. And it does. It's kind of like tree that we did. So again, if my knee is higher than my hip, I could totally put the block, put a towel there. If it's, you might just say, it's kind of cold, and go like this, just to support. I could even use 2 blocks. And then from here, I'm going to inhale, and then firm the thigh, and do a nice little stretch. So this reminds me of the hurdler stretch in high school. I don't know if you remember. Oh, that's true. And that is a yoga pose too. Yes, Lori mentioned that there's a yoga version where you take the leg behind. Yeah, we won't do that one today. So nice and relaxed. Maybe inhale even more, thinking about the quad as you come on up. Very nice. And let's go to again. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. So I'm coming forward on this one and then relaxing. So it's interesting. It's kind of like forward fold. The leg is very strong. The upper body relaxes over. And then when you're ready, inhale, firm the thigh, slowly come on up. And then put your right hand, let go of the strap for a bit, your right hand down, same hand as bent knee. I'm going to lift up. So again, the same arm as the bent knee. I'm going to lift up. Can you even think of moving from the heart? So I'm going to move from the heart, and then I'm going to go this way. So it's a little twist. So maybe I'm holding on. So yeah, so Linda is holding on to the strap. You certainly also could hold on to the strap. All good. I'm just going to do a little twist. So with the strap, actually, that's really nice that you can go like this. You can hold on to the strap a bit. All good. So getting a nice little twist. So the body loves these twists, especially the organs. It's like squeeze and soak, refreshing. And then firm the thigh and then slowly come on up. And then feel free, you might just want to do it. Just do a little, actually, let's just take the knee in and just do a little twist. Feel free. We'll just do a little mini version one. Sometimes it just feels good. Yeah. So the back says, oh, yeah. And again, it's that idea. And then I would gently take the leg back. Oh, so good. And sometimes I just even wiggle. Oh, little tip too. Sometimes I find my gluteus maximus gets in the wrong. There's a lot of real estate there. So you might even want to move it a little bit. And then the same thing with the other side. So from here, taking the other leg, so I take it up, take the thumbs, and pull down the calf flesh. Again, just creating more space for the knee. So thinking of that one that's not happy too really helps that out. So it gives them more space. And then I'm going to gently put the knee down. And again, if my knee is higher than my hip, definitely I'm going to use a block. I could use a block and a towel or 2 blocks. So, find what's best for you. And then same thing with the strap. I'm going to take it around here. Inhale up. So this gives a nice hamstring stretch. Of course, a nice little release. Of course, always good for the back to release there. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. And then just softening the upper body, just to be clear. So the leg is strong. And then just softening. So if you notice there's a bit of tension happening there. If you direct the breath into that zone, sometimes that sort of soothes that zone. And of course, maybe one side you might notice is easier than the other. Inhale, firm the thigh, slowly come on up. Let's go one more time. So I'm going to sit up nice and tall. Inhale. So we go to flat back first, and then I soften. So it's just a way of lengthening through the low back a little bit more. And then this is the best way to release the back of the body, the back body. Maybe one more breath. And then when you're ready, firm the thigh, slowly, slowly coming on up. Lovely. And then from here, just a little release. And then from here, but feel free. A good tip, though, that was a good idea. You can totally still hold on to the strap. So I'm going to take the same arm that's the leg is bent. I could hold on to the strap, or I could put my hand down. I'm going to lift up and try and use your sternum or your heart to move rather than using the arm to move the body. So you get more of an organic stretch this way, and then come forward. And little twist. And I'm finding wherever. So again, I could hold on to with the strap. I could just use my hand onto the strap. Yeah, just sort of soften it there. Or the side of the foot or the side of the ankle. Nice. Just a couple more breaths. So what's amazing about yoga is it puts us into these shapes that perhaps in a regular day we wouldn't normally do. But also not only for stretching, but think of the zones of the lungs that can kind of get a little bit more of an opening. You can really send the breath a little more directly when you yeah. Oh, with the leg is strong. Yeah, good point. And if I lift up, then I can go a little deeper. Yes. And then from here, firm the thigh even more as I slowly come on up. And then feel free. Oh, maybe you want to twist without bringing the knee in, or you might just say, oh, yeah, that just felt so good. And then a little twist here. So good. Yeah, there's, that's a good point. Yeah, there's so many good little cueing tips. So thank you for asking. All good. So little twist. And then from here, let's check out our forward fold one more time. So from here, just see how it feels. I'm going to move my block over. So from here, we got a beautiful revolved belly coming up. Are you okay? Yeah, and do take your time. That's another good point. If, let's say, this leg, I just got to be careful of it. Please just, do that inner guide, like, okay, I'm going to go even slower to put the leg back. So very, very wise. So from here, I'm going to sit up nice and tall, firm the thighs. Inhale, and then fold forward. So again, the legs are strong, and that pulls up into the core. And then from there, you soften. So just a couple more breaths. Oh, I find I have to kind of pull it a little bit. So but that's another good point. You don't want to just clasp onto it. We did wrist strength a few weeks ago, and we talked. So that's a good thing to think of. That just sort of a nice hold, but not too much of a clenching. And then firm the thighs. Inhale, slowly, slowly coming up. So good. From here, take the strap. Now, you'll laugh. I call this mud flap girl. So from here, on the back of a mud flap on a big truck, and they have the girl. So it's that kind of idea. So I'm just going to stretch. Feel free. You might just say no. So this comes from a yoga pose where you go up like this. Got my chair. So you totally could come up like this, or you might just say, nope, that's not happening. I'm just going to reach back. So feel free to try. So the full one for yoga, you could go even straight legs, but a little bit more challenging. So from here, feel free. What feels good for you? So notice how it gives a good stretch in the shoulders, the upper body. So good. And then slowly coming down. And actually, let's just match it with one more forward fold, but more of a sort of a soft, relaxing one. Feel free. You might just say it's sort of like a good counter. Almost the body says, oh, I need to do the counter. And then from here, slowly coming on up. Oh, lovely work. And then from here, let's go into a nice revolved belly. I might even put my blanket here. Just have it ready for Shavasana. I found when I lay down, I need something for my head. You may be totally fine. But just to have things ready, it's always nice. So for the participants at home too, feel free to have anything else handy if you find you're getting a bit cool too as we wind down. So from here, I'm just going to lay back. So from here, then the knees are bent, and I'm just going to go side to side. So very relaxing. You might just say, this is my favorite pose so far. So very gently. And then when you're ready, feel free. You might even now want to lean onto the left. I certainly could use kind of my blanket just to kind of lean into. And so I'm just going to soften the shoulders, maybe the palms up. And then just a nice little breath. And then, or some of the participants might say, oh, I just like taking the knees side to side. So just go into that inner guide. Just relaxing, letting the heart sort of hammock. And then if you are leaning onto the left side, use the top leg as the leader, but use the whole body as the core to come on back, side to side. And then let's go over to the other side. So again, feel free. You might use the blanket, maybe in between the thighs too, I should mention, or lean on the blanket. So good, just to kind of relax and release. Oh, yes, please do, yes. And then feel free to do that a little bit more. For the people in our room here, feel free to go the other side again. I'm just going to turn the lights down a little bit for the participants here. And the Zoomers at home, feel free to, you might just say, oh, I could put that eye pillow on or have that ready, the eye pillow ready. Maybe a blanket on top. And whenever you're ready, just go right into Shavasana. So from here, I'm always thinking of that sort of astronaut shape. So whenever you're ready, coming back, supine. So the legs are relaxed, the arms are relaxed. And then just notice that breath just at the beginning. It probably might go to the belly zone. So that can be sort of an invitation. Please do stay there in Shavasana. So Shavasana is a time for the body to digest the practice. And as you go into Shavasana, you don't even have to think about the breath. The body is so intuitive, it'll just kind of take over, so to speak. And the body then goes into a deep state of rest and repair. I always say it goes deeply into a cellular level. You can always add those positive affirmations. I love the idea that your cells are listening. You may want to use one of your own positive affirmations, maybe even just thanking your body. Or if you'd like to think within that every cell in my body is calm. And every cell in my body is peaceful. And yet, every cell in my body is strong. And every cell in my body is amazing at healing. And what we think, we become. And then feel free to wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, back to our toes again. So again, our star zone, we were thinking of rooting. So good. Always helps to release tension too. So feel free maybe the wiggling the fingers, the toes, taking the arms above. So we call this pendiculating. And all that is your own personal stretch. So maybe you like to go side to side, up and down, maybe knees in, whatever feels good for you. Feel free to even do a little if you like. So good. And then roll over to the right. I'll do a little chime here. So my own music. And then seated in a comfortable position. The most important thing is that the spine is long. So everybody's knees are different. Maybe your legs are different than mine as you fold it, all good. But just find that spot that feels the best. So I'm sitting up nice and tall, shoulder blades down, chin slightly tucked. And then all we do is inhale up, exhale, releasing down. And then the second one, even more deeply, inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. And then I honor your strength of body, mind, and spirit. To the Zoom people, body, mind, and spirit too. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. And thanks very much. And it'll be so nice to see everybody. Lori and Linda and Patty, thank you. And so nice to have the people on the Zoom too. Really appreciate your energy too. And wonderful to have you all. So have a wonderful weekend. And gee, it's it's the snow's starting to go and sun and more birds coming in. I always like that. Best wishes, everybody. Pardon me? Oh, isn't that cool? Yeah, I know. Yeah, we had owls the other night. I was telling Brenda actually, or Donna, yeah, Donna loves birds. And these owls were like, I swear, 2, 3 hours, whoo hoo, whoo hoo. And I heard later there it's mating season. Best wishes, everybody. Thank you. Thank you.